Have you ever clicked an ad, filled out a form, and then like a month goes by, you've totally forgotten about it, and suddenly you're approved for something? Well, that company paid real money for your click. But how in the world do they know their ad is what led to your action weeks later? All right, let's pull back the curtain on the invisible journey that connects your online clicks to your offline life.
I mean, that's the big question, right? It's the whole puzzle we're going to piece together today. And I'll tell you right now, it's not magic. It's a really sophisticated system humming away behind the scenes, designed to follow one single click through time and across totally different platforms, all to answer that one crucial question.
And look, for businesses, this isn't just some techie curiosity. We're talking about a billion-dollar question. Seriously, if you're spending millions of dollars on ads, you have to prove they're actually working. You've got to connect that ad spend to real customers doing valuable things. And that's a massive challenge. See, the problem is this huge gap. You might click an ad on a Tuesday, fill out a form on a Friday, and maybe you don't actually get approved for the service until 2 weeks later. The click, that happened in your web browser. But the approval, that happened in a completely different universe, the company's internal customer database, their CRM. So how on earth do you build a bridge over that gap?
Okay, so every great journey has to start somewhere. And for us, it all begins with that one simple action, the click. The second you tap on that Google ad, a story kicks off, and a very special piece of data is born just to track it. So let me introduce you to the hero of our story, the GCLID. That stands for Google Click ID. Just think of it as a unique serial number, a tiny digital breadcrumb that Google attaches to your click. This little string of text is the absolute key to the whole process. It's the one thing that lets a company point and say, aha, that specific click brought us this new customer.
Now, to get our little GCLI from the starting point, the click, all the way to the finish line, the conversion, you need a machine. Not, a physical one with gears and sprockets, but a digital assembly line. And this one's made of 3 independent workers, each one with a very, very specific job to do.
So here's the really cool part. These 3 workers, they don't even talk to each other. The ingestion worker, it's like a scout. It's constantly checking the company's customer files for any updates. Then you've got the upload worker, who's the messenger, bundling up those updates and shipping them off to Google. And the reconciler, that's the auditor, who comes in once a day to make sure not a single thing got lost. They work together perfectly, but totally independently.
And this whole system gets its power from having 2 different brains, if you will. On one hand, you have BigQuery. Think of it like a grand, permanent library, an indestructible record where every single thing that has ever happened is stored forever. On the other hand, you've got MongoDB, and that's the busy workbench. It's where the work is happening right now, checking for changes, sorting things out. It's a workshop and a mailroom all in one. The library is for history, the workbench is for now. All right, now we get to the most exciting part of the journey. This is it, the moment of truth. This is when a simple lead, just someone who filled out a form, transforms into a real valuable customer. The whole system we've been talking about, it's all built just to catch this one moment.
So here's how it actually works, step by step. First, about every 10 minutes, that Scout script pings the customer database and just asks, hey, anything new? Anyone's status changed? Then it looks at its workbench and sees what the last known status was for that person. And if your status just flipped from, say, application submitted to application approved, bam! The system goes, that's it, that's a conversion, and it immediately writes up a little message to send back to Google, tying that approval right back to your original GCLID.
And this is exactly what we mean by a moment of truth. It's not just any old update. The system is programmed to look specifically for these super high-value actions, the events that really move the needle for the business. Every single one of these can be mapped to a specific goal inside Google Ads.
So, we've captured the click, we've detected that moment of truth, and now it's time for the final act. We've got to close the loop. We need to report this success story back to Google Ads so the advertiser knows their money was well spent. And this is the job for our upload worker. It's a dedicated messenger that does one thing, and it does it really, really well. It checks the mailroom, finds any new conversion messages, packages them up nice and secure, exactly how Google likes it, and sends them on their way. But hang on, what if the GCLID is missing, or maybe it's just too old to be used? This is where the system gets really, really smart. If a good, fresh GCLID is there, perfect, it sends that, it's a direct match. But if not, it has a plan B called enhanced conversions. It sends a scrambled, totally private version of your email or phone number. Google can then try to match that scrambled data to the Google account that was logged in when the ad was originally clicked. It's a fantastic backup plan. So, This all sounds pretty incredible, but you've got to be thinking, what happens if something goes wrong? A server crashes, an API goes down, because in the real world, things always go wrong. The true genius of this system isn't just what it does, it's that it's designed from the ground up to be bulletproof. It's built to never fail. This right here, this is the system's golden rule. It's an oath, it's a promise written into its very code that no matter what breaks or crashes or has to be tried again, Google will never be told about the same conversion twice. That is absolutely critical for having data you can trust.
So how in the world did they keep that promise? They do it with layers of defense, like a fortress. There's not just one safety check, there are 3. First, the system keeps a raw, unchangeable log of absolutely everything. Second, it uses a special database command that cleverly combines old and new data, so you never have to worry about old information accidentally overwriting the new truth. And maybe most importantly, the mailroom itself has a hard rule. You cannot add the exact same conversion for the same person twice, period. These layers together just eliminate any chance of double counting.
And if by some 1 in a billion chance something still goes wrong, there's one last line of defense, the reconciler. Every single day, this script does a full audit. It checks the entire permanent library against the mailroom's sent logs, and if it finds even one conversion that should have been sent but wasn't, it fixes the mistake right then and there. It's the ultimate guarantee.
And this just shows you how ready this system is for real-world chaos. What happens if a lead gets deleted from the main database? The system remembers it. The conversion isn't lost. What if the whole thing crashes mid-task? It just picks up exactly where it left off. No lost data, no duplicates. The uploader goes down for hours? No problem. The mail just piles up safely in the queue, and it all gets sent the moment things are back online. It's built to be tough.
So the next time you click an ad, you'll know a little bit about the incredible, invisible journey that click is about to take. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other invisible assembly lines, these perfectly engineered systems, are humming away just beneath the surface, shaping our digital world in ways we never even see?